Show starts in 5 minutes.
Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves.
Here's a new taste treat. The corn dog. Plump, juicy wieners are dipped in a thick, golden Southern-style corn batter that seals in all their freshness and flavor. If you like hot dogs, you'll love corn dogs. Everybody does. Try a corn dog with your favorite beverage. At the refreshment corner now. Corn dogs.
It's 4 minutes till showtime.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack. We promise to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your sweet tooth. So visit our refreshment center now. Let's go!
It's 3 minutes till showtime.
Men, there's a drive-in movie full of juicy people. Wow! It's a trap! Help! It's Pick! We've had it, men.
A pleasant aroma for you, but not for mosquitoes. Pick is easy to use. Light it and forget it. Pick's aroma keeps mosquitoes, gnats, and sandflies away. Pick is the best protection for barbecues, fishing and camping trips, or just relaxing in the yard.
So if you don't want our company ever anywhere, just light Pick and see what I mean? Bye!
Pick is on sale at the refreshment stand now. Show starts in 2 minutes.
Today we're interviewing a stomach.
Hello there.
What is life like as a stomach?
Oh, boy, it was humdrum. I mean, until what's-his-name discovered Tony's Pizza.
Tony's Pizza?
Yeah, I was suffering from the pizza cravings until Tony's came along. Crispy crust and zesty sauces. Wow.
And so now... What's that?
Just thinking about Tony sets it off.
Oh, where are you going?
He's going to get a Tony's Pizza, and I follow him anyway.
Does your stomach send you pizza craving signals? Oh, wow. Tony's, the Pizza Cravers Pizza.
There are words men live by, words of strength, of wisdom, and of peace. We urge you to find the spiritual comfort and guidance we all so greatly need by attending your place of worship regularly.
Show starts in 1 minute.
Yum, yum. It's a meal in itself. Our all-meat super dog. Enjoy one now.
And now, on with the show.
Hello there, and welcome to the movie quiz. I am your host, Chris Mann Nelson, and in just a couple minutes, you and I will be embarking together on a trivia odyssey through 50 points of movie trivia puzzles. Oh boy, I just did I did an in-person puzzle round for the job that the live trivia that I hosted tonight, and I wrote a puzzle round because I did one a couple weeks ago and went well, but this one I may have gone a step too far. And people mad. It's hard. It's not fun when you guys are mad at me. Well, it is fun when you guys are mad at me, but it's not fun when strangers who look at me are mad at me. Anyway, tonight's TMQ is all random old categories. So on Instagram last week, because I'm coming back from vacation, but I wanted to do a game. So instead of writing, I just asked you to give me a couple of numbers. And so I took your suggestions and I went to, I used some combination of them for a season, an old season, and an episode in that season. So these are all, I picked what I thought were the best of each of those games. I stuck to the parameters. I could only go to those games. And I picked what I think was the best stuff. All right. So this is all old stuff, probably hasn't been used. I think the most recent round is from like 2 or 3 years ago. So hopefully you forgot, unless you've been watching old episodes. All right, so let's jump in. Let's get in-game mode going. Open up that in-game portal. All right, so here we go. In our first round, here is in the category of real teams on the screen. Real teams on the screen. So this is from season 8, game 3, which was all sports themed. All right, so season 8, game 3, real teams on the screen. All right, here comes question number 1. In this Best Picture nominee, wide receiver Rod Tidwell looks to renegotiate his contract with the Arizona Cardinals with the help of this title character. In this Best Picture nominee, wide receiver Rod Tidwell looks to renegotiate his contract with the Arizona Cardinals with the help of this title character. How was everybody's week last week without me? I was in Puerto Rico and it was nice. Except we happened to be there when there was an island-wide power failure, which was less fun, but it was nice. And this beer is from Puerto Rico. It's from the Rincon Beer Company. Very cool brewery in Rincon. All right. So your first question here, Rod Tidwell tries to renegotiate his contract with the very real team, the Arizona Cardinals, in Jerry Maguire. Jerry Maguire is your answer. 80% of teams got that right. All right. Moving on to question number 2. The first 2 Major League movies focus on misfit players for the then named Cleveland Indians, the current Cleveland Guardians. But for the third film, Back to the Minors, the remaining cast was inexplicably in the farm system of what other AL Central team? Was Major League 3 Back to the Minors in the Kansas City Royals farm system, the Minnesota Twins, the Detroit Tigers, or the Chicago White Sox? I don't know why I left off. They're just the White Sox. I didn't think that they deserved their geographic title. This movie has Walton Goggins in it, like pre fame, and this is always what I associate him with because it was the first thing that I ever saw him in. He's like a minor league phenom. He can hit really well, but he always wants to hit a home run, and he learns the value of teamwork. All right, so for the third one, somehow I don't know what happened. I don't know the story behind this, but for some reason they're with the Twins now. They're just like part of the Twins organization, but like Pedro Serrano and like Roger Dorn owns the team. It makes no sense. All right, question, and the movie sucks. Question number 3. The MLB's Angels have been in the same stadium for over 50 years, but they've changed their geographic name several times. Which name was the team playing under in 1994's Angels in the Outfield? In that movie, were they the California Angels, the Los Angeles Angels, the Anaheim Angels, or the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim? These are all real names that the team has had. But which one did they have in 1994 in Angels in the Outfield? So you might think that because it's a Disney movie, I mean, all the every Anaheim name they had was done by Disney to like appease. Wait, Disney owned them, right? I think Disney owned the team for a while, and they changed the name to the Anaheim Angels. But at the time, they didn't own them yet, and there was the California Angels. They were the California Angels, the Angels in the outfield. All right, question number 4. Big Fan features a well-received dramatic turn from what comedic actor, starring as Paul Offiero, a Staten Island man with an unhealthy obsession with the New York Giants? I actually saw this movie in the theater. And I mean the theater. I think it was like the only screen nationwide that it was playing on. But who played Paul Offiero in Big Fan? All right, Big Fan. It was a movie, very low budget, micro budget indie, starring Patton Oswalt. Patton Oswalt is the star of that movie, and he does really well. And he's a solid actor. Question number 5 is multiple choice again. The 90s were full of Die Hard ripoffs, including what Jean-Claude Van Damme movie where the Muscles from Brussels takes on terrorists at a Penguins Blackhawks Stanley Cup Finals game? Is that movie called Face Off, Fire and Ice, Sudden Death, or Power Play? Real movie. That was a real movie, gang. And by which I mean that was a real movie. That was when movies were good. When Jean-Claude Van Damme would fight Powers Booth at a hockey game in a Die Hard clone. What here's some chat fodder. What was the best Die Hard ripoff of the 90s? I'd say like you've got this movie, which was called Sudden Death. Sudden Death was this movie. There was Passenger 57. There were Speed is kind of that. Speed, as I would say, Speed is the legit best Die Hard on a blank movie. But I also want to know what the shittiest, like the shittiest best one is, like the ironic best one. All right, question number 6. In 2002's Like Mike, a kid becomes a pro basketball player thanks to a magical pair of shoes, where he takes to the court against all of these real life NBA players, except for which one? Jason Kidd, Vince Carter, Allen Iverson, LeBron James. Who is the only one of these real NBA stars of the time that is not in Like Mike? Oh yeah, Sinners. Yeah, did anybody see Sinners? I really, really, really want to see it. Quite a bit. It's been a while since there's been a movie where I'm like, I really want to see. That's sad. Like considering I've been doing a movie quiz for 5 years. Yeah, I mean the Rotten Tomatoes score and the audience score are like in the high 90s for that. All right. So which one of these NBA players was not in Like Mike? Well, if you look at the dates, if you know basketball, you know that LeBron didn't get drafted until a year later, so he is not in the movie. But Kid Carter, pre New Jersey Nets Carter, when he and Kid were together. But LeBron is your answer. Now we've got 2 questions left in this real teams on screen round. A publicity stunt brings the New York Rangers to this titular small town to square off against the local hockey team in a televised game. What is the name of that town? That titular town. Tell me the titular town. Title town, but not that kind of title town. Anyone watching NHL playoffs? I can't even see it here, but I got a Devils shirt. I got a new Devils shirt. They're gonna get swept. It sucks. Canes, man. Canes are rough. All right. So this movie is called Mystery Alaska. Mystery Alaska features the not the actual New York Rangers, but they are a part of it. Are there any actual Rangers in this in Mystery Alaska? All right, and your final question of the round. The 1996 comedy Eddie starred which Oscar-winning actress as a New York Knicks superfan who becomes the head coach of the team? What Oscar-winning actress starred in Eddie, the Knicks movie? What other movies have real teams in them? I wrote this ages ago. You've got Celtic Pride. Anyone remember Celtic Pride? Oof. Dan Aykroyd and Daniel Stern are Celtics fans who kidnap Damon Wayans, who is an NBA star for, I want to say, the Jazz in the finals. All righty. Let's see how you did on this one. Who is that? Sorry, I keep clearing my throat. I shouldn't be doing it. That's hard. It's hard to do 2 games in a row. Life is tough. But this actress who was in Eddie is Whoopi. Whoopi is Eddie. Eddie is Whoopi. 60% of teams got that right. Nicely done. Whoa, hang on. Get out of here. All right, let's take a look at your scores here. After 1 round, we've got trivia. Hey, Rosemary, you did it. You got 0. Stallone for next Pope. That would be awesome. I would start going to church again if they named the Stallone the Pope. I haven't been to church in like 30 years, but I would do it. Cinnamon's Fathers with 3, Chris the Curator and Oslo with 5, Sterling Cooper and Old Men Screaming with 7, and a 3-way tie at the top with 8 points apiece between Avis and Bobo, Marley's Chains, and Han Still Solo. All right, so that brings us to our picture round. Oh, did I make a... Yeah, okay, I did make a slide for this. Good. I did my job right. All right, so this one is from a music episode, season 7, game 3. The numbers I got were 7 and 3 from somebody. I can't remember who. But the show was movie music, and this picture round is what song is on. So it's fairly simple. I've got 8 scenes from movies that famously feature a recognizable song. It's like inextricably linked with that scene. So you can name either the artist, you can name the song, or the artist, right? So if you can't think of what the name of the song was, song name is preferred, but it doesn't matter. You'll get the same points for artist or song. All right, so I'm gonna put let's say 4 minutes on the clock for this one because it requires some typing. Let's do 4 minutes on the clock starting now. Best of luck. My mic muted. I'm stupid. Yes, you can put, I'll say it all again. You can put both. You can put both if you want, but you don't have to. You can put either or both. You can programmed it for all of that. But so yeah, go for it. Whatever you want to do. To clarify, it's not like half point situation, no fractions, and either one is, it's not like a the graded, like the tiered style question. Either one is worth 1 point, song or artist, or if you put them both, each one is just. You got 1 minute. 1 minute left. All right, friends, I am going to start the 20-second timer now. So, or it's 15 seconds, whatever. I'm going to start it. I'm used to it's 20 seconds for the live shows. You got 10 seconds left. All right, time is up. Your answers are locked in. So I'm going to show you up here what you've got. That is, you've got, well, let me say them as we reveal them and I grade them up. You've got your first one from Say Anything. Hey, stop the music. Stop the music now. Your first one from Say Anything, that is In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel. The second one from Ferris Bueller's Day Off is Twist and Shout by the Beatles. Number 3 is Layla by Derek and the Dominoes in Goodfellas. Number 4, of course, R.I.P. Steve Harwell. That is All Star by Smash Mouth from Shrek. Number 5 is not Mrs. Robinson. It's Simon and Garfunkel, but it's not Mrs. Robinson. It's Sounds of Silence. It's Sound of Silence. Question number 6, that is Where Is My Mind by the Pixies from the end of Fight Club. Number 7 from Shaun of the Dead is Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. And number 8 is Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds. All right, so let's see. Let's open up your results and show you how you did. In Your Eyes with half. What was the biggest? Smash Mouth, of course. And Don't You Forget About Me was also 100%. All right. So before we do a score check-in. Let's do the lightning round. Let's do it. All right, so this lightning round is from season 5, game 9. I got 2 different 5 and 9 submissions, and they were from a married couple. So I don't know if they were working together or if they're just that in sync. But I got 2 9. I got 2 5s and 9s. All right. So yeah, Ryan. It was it was you guys. You both did 5 and 9. So I have a 5. Yeah, I know. I didn't say it. I didn't tell either one of you that you both sent me the same numbers. But I use them both because I inverted them. All right. So this is from season 5, episode 9. Where I'm asking you about the big 5 studios. Oh, and I also didn't read. I've been in a fucking hot rush all week trying to get this stuff done. So I made a mistake here, but the question is right. Name 4 of the big 5 movie studios of Hollywood's golden era based on their logos. Their logos were and are, some of them don't exist, a mountain, a lion, a water tower, a radio tower, and the company name lit by multiple spotlights. All right, so I'm going to give you, I think this is pretty easy. I'm going to give you a minute and a half for this one. So, there's 5 of them, but you just got to name 4. So best of luck, and yeah, go for it. All right, gang, I'm going to start that 20-second timer now. I think everybody's got their answers in, but just in case, 15-second timer. 15-second timer. All right, so I've got everything in, and I'm pretty sure everybody's getting points on this one, which is nice. I like that. That's good. I'm happy for everybody. So your answers here are: the mountain is Paramount, the lion is MGM, the water tower is Warner Brothers, the radio tower is RKO. A few people, a good amount of teams said RKO, and the spotlights is 20th Century Fox. Yep. So you got that. Nicely done. All right. So let's take a look at our scores and get out of here. Get out of here. I'm still learning. They changed some of this stuff around. I like what they've done, but I have to learn it. All right. So let's take a look at your scores here at roughly the halfway point of the game. We've got Trivia Rocks with 7, Cinnamon's Fathers with 8, Stallone for the Next Pope with 9, Old Men Screaming 13, Chris the Curator and Oslo Condition. Did I grade that? Yeah, I graded that up. With 15, Avis and Bobo with 17, Sterling Cooper with 18, Marley's Chains and Han Still Solo with 19. All right, so that brings us to excuse me, bringing me to clearing my freaking throat yet again. That brings us to our puzzle round. is from, what is it from? I was happy when I saw this one because this was fun. I think people did well on this, and it's a little different than other puzzle rounds. It's called Mysterious Movie Math. Don't go to bed yet. Don't be mad. And this is where I inverted the numbers. This is another 9 and 5. This is season 9, episode 5, which was all mystery puzzles. All mystery. It was our third mystery game number 3. So for this one, you're going to see I'm going to give you math problems, but it's not like that. It's fun. Trust me. Don't be mad. Enough people were mad at me tonight. Let me just show you. Let me shut the hell up and just show you what I've got here. All right. So you've got these 7 questions in front of you. I'll read them out and then give you a few minutes to work on this. And then at the end, you'll figure out what's let me just read them in order. So number 1, the number of times to say Candyman to summon him, or plus the number of times to say Beetlejuice to summon him. Number of times to say Candyman to summon him, the number of times plus the number of times to say Beetlejuice to summon him. Number 2, Star Wars movies with Jedi in the title times MCU movies with black in the title. 3, Ghostbusters, all the movies, number of Ghostbusters who were played by SNL cast members, plus Oscar winners who are on Mad TV or in living color. Number 4, total number of rings of power created by Sauron divided by hobbits in the Fellowship. Number 5, Harrison Ford's appearances as Han Solo minus his appearances as Jack Ryan. Number 6, the numerical last name of Human Centipede director Tom times numerical first name of the producer's actor Mostel. 7, Steve Martin Amigos times Donald Duck Caballeros. All right. And then at the end, solve those problems 1 through 7, put them in the right spots, right? Put them all in those correct spots in your answer sheet there. And then to solve the mystery together, these numbers in order should lead you to what name? Those numbers will lead you to a name. All right. So, and like any kind of mystery, you might be able to work backwards from it, right? So maybe you can't figure out some of the math problems, but you like, oh, I think I know what this is, and then work backwards. All right. So let's do, how are we doing on time? We'll do 5 minutes. All right. 5 minutes on this because I'm making you do math. Hopefully you don't have, the math itself should not require pen and paper. All right. If it does, that's a you problem, because these are pretty simple equations once you know what the actual variables are. All right. So 5 minutes on the clock. It's ticking down. Good luck, gang. Oh no, I did the wrong thing. I sent the wrong thing. I meant to send myself a All right, gang, you're just about halfway through. You're just about halfway through the puzzle round. Reminder, it is number of times to say Candyman to summon the Candyman, plus number of times to say Beetlejuice to summon Beetlejuice. I just said it twice. Number 2 is Star Wars movies with Jedi in the title, times MCU movies with Black in the title. Then 3 is Ghostbusters, all Ghostbusters movies who are SNL cast members, plus Oscar winners who are on Mad TV or in Living Color. 4, total number of Rings of Power created by Sauron divided by Hobbits in the Fellowship. 5 is Harrison Ford's appearances as Han Solo. And no, to answer a question, the holiday special does not count. Minus his appearances as Jack Ryan. Number 6, numerical last name of director Tom, director of Human Centipede, times numerical first name of the producers, actor Mostel, and Steve Martin Amigos, times Donald Duck Caballeros. You got 1 minute and 20 left. All right, gang, I'm going to start that 15-second timer now. So if you have not submitted yet, do it. All right, here we go. 15 seconds on the clock starts now. And yes, per Rosemary's request in the chat. Oh, there's the bell. I am going to I'll tell you one of the ones that made people mad in real life tonight. Although, here's the thing. I had 6 teams tonight, which is a good turnout for this bar. It's a smaller front room. And 4 out of 6 got what I was doing. They were on board and they got most of these questions, but then the other ones really didn't get it and got really mad. And were like kind of saying nasty things in their answers, which I did not take kindly to. All right, let me do this one, and then I'll do the other one. And if you want to hear the rest of it, I'll tell you it on Instagram. All right, so number of times to say Candyman plus number of times to say Beetlejuice. That is 5 plus 3 is 8. Number 2, number of Star Wars movies with Jedi in the title. There's 2 of those, times Black Widow, Black Panther, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. That is 6. Your second answer is 6. Your third problem, Ghostbusters, all movies who are SNL cast members. That is 5. You got Murray, Aykroyd, McKinnon, Jones, and Wig, plus Jordan Peele and Jamie Foxx. That gives you 7. Total number of Rings of Power created by Sauron is 20, divided by Hobbits. 4 Hobbits, that makes your answer 5. Harrison Ford's appearances as Han Solo. He did it 5 times, 3 original trilogy, 2 sequel trilogy, minus 2 appearances as Jack Ryan gives you 3. Tom 6 times 0 Mostel equals 0. And 3 Amigos times 3 Caballeros equals 9. So your numbers are 8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 0, 9, which gives you Jenny. Jenny, 8675309 is the number, and it gets you to Jenny. All right. So that brings us to the end. Let me do the so the before I did the puzzle I did in real life tonight was I came up with this idea where it's like before and after, but the before, like the first, it's three words. So like, okay, let me just say it. The example I gave was a what do you combine a word, a name for a circus tent plus a 1986 Tom Cruise movie about fighter pilots. So like before and after that, we give you Big Top and Top Gun, Big Top Gun, but take out the middle. And so like it was a two-step thing where you had to do it before and after and then take something away from it. And I would say to get this phrase meaning a powerful person or expert in a field, big gun, right? So that's what you get. You do it before and after, then you drop the word that combines them and you're left with, you still get something left over. So I did that. Most teams got it, but the teams that didn't were fucking mad. They were mad, and it was very uncomfortable. All right, so let's see what your scores look like here as we head into the double points round. Trivia Rocks and Cinnamon's Fathers with 9, Oslo Condition with 15, Stallone and Chris the Curator and Old Men Screaming with 17, Hans Still Solo with 19, Sterling Cooper with 21, Avis and Bobo and Marley's Chains tied atop the leaderboard with 25. All right, so for the double points round, what I did was I went into these games that wait, where's the thing? Where's the layout that I like? Where's my special little layout? No, not that. Where'd it go? There it is. That's the one I want. The one where the thing fits on the screen. I like it. So anyway, what I did for the double points round tonight, I went and I took old blitzes, old post-credits blitzes from these episodes, from these games, and I repurposed them into a hodgepodge of various two truths and a lies. All right, so that's what we got here, just a real mess of old bonus questions. All right, so here we go. Your first question, this is from a music episode. Which two Beatles song titles are also part of the names of Fab Four documentaries directed by Peter Jackson and Ron Howard? Get Back, 8 Days a Week, Can't Buy Me Love. So this, if I recall correctly, is from an episode where I had a roundabout music documentaries and a roundabout Beatles movies. And so that's why I combined these two things in that game, if I'm remembering correctly. And I probably am, because that's unfortunately how my brain works. There's a timer. There it is. All right, so these two movies, one made by Peter Jackson was Get Back, and the other one by Ron Howard was about their touring days, and it was called 8 Days a Week. Get Back and 8 Days a Week. All right, question number 2. Romantic comedies aren't usually set up to become franchises, but these two movies of the early 2000s each spawned, let me say, at least a trilogy of films, because this question is old and something has changed since then. At least a trilogy of films, with one also getting a short-lived TV continuation. Your options are Bridget Jones's Diary, Miss Congeniality, and My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Forget what made me combine those two things. Franchises and romantic comedies. I don't know what was going on in that game that I combined these two. If you want more, what do you think about the random rewind format? I kind of like it. I like being able to. I'm busy, so it's easy. I love writing the game, but sometimes I just can't. So, but it's for me, it's a nice way to fall back on something. So if you like random, and also I know like a lot of people weren't here in like the show's been doing this for 5 years, so like a lot of people weren't playing yet, so you probably didn't experience some of these games. So yeah, we can do Not all the time. I don't want to do it all the time, but that'll get stale. But yeah, we'll do more. All right. So the two here are Bridget Jones, which now has four movies, and My Big Fat Greek Wedding, which has 3. I think when I wrote this, there were 3 and 2 of those. All right. Everybody got those right. Question number 3. To name his pair of nostalgic hangout films set in the 70s and 80s, Richard Linklater borrowed song titles from which 2 bands? Led Zeppelin, Van Halen, and Queen are your options. They're in different orders. Why are they in different orders? All right. This was also from a music episode. Presumably the same music episode that had the of what song is being sung. Now I can't remember. So this one's a little trickier. You got to know like a couple. Although teams are getting some of them. You got to know a couple layers of things for this. You got to know that his nostalgic hangout movies were called Dazed and Confused and Everybody Wants Some, which are songs by Van Halen and Zeppelin. Halen and Zeppelin are your answers. All right, question number 4. Pick the 2 actors from the Entourage show and movie whose character names have words in common with the 12 Days of Christmas gifts. Their character names. Jerry Ferrara, Jeremy Piven, Adrian Grenier. Which 2 of them? I did. What the hell? Why did I like this? But why did I write it? I was talking about. Oh, there was a mystery round in the game. That was 12 Days of Christmas was the answer. But why Entourage? I can't remember why Entourage. That's a great. Just in general, that's a valid. Why Entourage? Entourage. Why? All right. So in Entourage, you got Jerry Ferrara, who plays Turtle, as in Turtle Doves, and Jeremy Piven, who plays Ari Gold, as in 5 golden rings. So Piven and Ferrara are your answer. There's no Vinny Chases being given away in the 12 Days of Christmas until they come out with a sequel. All right. We are halfway through this round. Number 5, which 2 comedians played the male leads in the film To Be or Not to Be and its decades later remake? Mel Brooks, Jack Benny, Sid Caesar. So this must have been about comedy remakes, maybe, I guess. Forget what was going on in this game. But who are the actors in the 2 versions of To Be or Not to Be? Oh, this might have also been from there was a mystery round where the mystery was all the titles were taken from Shakespeare quotes, like What Dreams May Come, and I don't know. I don't know. I knew it at one point. I'll have to look back at it. All right, so the 2 actors in To Be or Not to Be, the 2 versions of it are Mel Brooks, he's in the remake, and Jack Benny in the original. All right, question number 6. Alfred Hitchcock was the king of director cameos, appearing on screen in nearly every film he directed. But in which 2 films did he only cameo in photos, a class reunion picture, and a weight loss ad? Your options are Lifeboat, Dial M for Murder, and Psycho. There was a roundabout director cameos. I know that's where it comes from. I can't remember what the questions in that were. Maybe we'll use them. Maybe we do more random rewinds. When, because you all said you liked it and you can't take it back. Well, and you also didn't all say it. Some of you said it. Thank you. for saying it. All right. So I don't think. Oh no, a couple teams got fell into the trap. He shows up as, I believe, in the fake out one. He shows up as a guy walking his dogs, and that's in Psycho. So your correct answers are Lifeboat and Dial M for Murder. Lifeboat and Dial M for Murder. All right, 2 questions left. Question number 7. Each of these Hall of Fame athletes has just one theatrical feature film acting credit playing himself. Which 2 of them made their appearances in movies starring Adam Sandler? So each of these guys has only got one film credit, and it's as themselves, not surprisingly. Which 2 of those were in movies with Adam Sandler? Your options are Kevin Garnett, Lee Trevino, and Brett Favre. This must have been athlete actors, maybe. Yeah, probably they're from the sports episode. Because these are all from the episodes that I took, the games that I took the other questions from. All right, so you've got Kevin Garnett is one of them because he was in Uncut Gems as himself. And Brett Favre, he played himself in There's Something About Mary, which does not feature Adam Sandler, but Lee Trevino, the golfer, is in Happy Gilmore. So Kevin Garnett and Lee Trevino are your answers. All right, and your final question of the double points round: which 2 of these albums were released by actor-musicians? Yeah, there was an actor-musicians round who had roles in Fight Club, Aladdin Sane, Bat Out of Hell, A Beautiful Lie. Which 2 of these albums were released by actor-musicians? All of these were albums by actor/musicians, but 2 of them were from people who were in Fight Club. All right, so Bat Out of Hell, that is a Meatloaf album. Meatloaf features prominently in Fight Club. But Aladdin Sane, that is a Bowie album, and Bowie is not in Fight Club. A Beautiful Lie is a 30 Seconds to Mars album with Jared Leto. So that's your guy. All right, so let's keep it rolling. Let's just keep rolling. I won't read the scores. Let's go into the post-credits blitz here. So what I did for the post-credits blitz was I repurposed around. I took a couple questions from one of these games that the numbers dictated, and I retweaked them to fit this format. All right, so. Oh no! Oh my goodness! I'm so tired. You Talking to Me is it's a format that I used to do. I did a few of these rounds. They're always fun. It's about movie quotes. All right. So here you go. Here is your first pair of questions. It's about the quote, "I drink your milkshake." For 1 point, name the actor who delivered this famous quote, or for 2 points, name the actor who was on the receiving end of this famous quote. So for 1 point, name who said it. For 2 points, name to whom it was said. Not super hard, either of them. Ugh. All right, so I drink your milkshake. That is from, of course, There Will Be Blood, and by a margin of 2-1, people went for the 2-pointer and got it correctly. It's Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Dano. Paul Dano is the one who it is said to. All right, question number 2 in this final round. These go to 11. Name the actor who delivered this famous quote for 1 point, or name the actor who was on the receiving end of this famous quote for 2. So yeah, originally this round was just I gave you the quote and you had to say who it was said to. That's why it's called You Talking to Me. All right, so these all go to 11. This is Spinal Tap, and it is said by Christopher Guest, and it is said to Marty DeBurgi, played by Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner is your answer. All right, and your final question of tonight's game is about the quote, "I'll get you my pretty and your little dog too." Name the actor who... Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, do I have this backwards? Yeah, it's backwards. It should be the other way around. It should be the other way around. Flip it. The receiving end is for 1 point. The deliverer, the one who said it, is worth 2. That's the harder one. Okay, the receiving end is worth 1. The person who said it is worth 2. I copied and pasted and forgot to switch them. So it's the reverse of those last 2 questions. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it's programmed correctly. I just typed it wrong here. Oh, okay. I did it right in the game text, just not in this text here. All right. So I'll get you my pretty and your little dog too is from Wizard of Oz, and it said to Judy Garland by Margaret Hamilton. Margaret Hamilton. Everyone did very solidly on that. All right, so that is the end of tonight's game. Let's see where we shook out here. We've got Cinnamon's Fathers with 20, Trivia Rocks with 22, Stallone for the Next Pope, and Old Men Screaming with 30, Chris the Curator and Oslo with 32, Sterling Cooper with 39, Hans Still Solo finishing in third with 40 points, Marley's Chains in second with 42, and coming in strong and finishing the game with the win with 43 points. It's Avis and Bobo. So nicely done, gang. Nice work. Excellent game. I hope you had fun. This random rewind was, I think, a success. Let's do it again. Maybe next week, depending on how well I can accomplish writing a new game. I do want to do a proper new season soon, maybe like a multiplex style, but probably just some random games for the catch as catch can for the next couple weeks. All right, so have a great week. We're gonna do a show next week. So let's keep it going. Have a great week. Be safe, because I'm doing some of these go back to pandemic quarantine era. So I'm gonna say what I used to say, which is be safe and watch some movies. And I'll see you next week. McClunky, everybody.